Welcome to Pennsylvania in Focus. I'm Kristen Smith. Joining me today is the Center Square's Pennsylvania reporter, Christina Langell. Earlier this week, while we were waiting patiently for budget news that never came, the House actually put the finishing touches on a bill to eliminate the Sunday hunting ban in Pennsylvania, which, for anyone who's from here, that's a very big deal that's been in the works for a long time. So tell us more about the final bill that's been worked out and is heading to Shapiro's desk.
So yeah, the bill opens up Sundays for hunting, which is a really big deal for hunters in Pennsylvania. Of course, a lot of people work 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. So having only one weekend day where they can get out there and hunt has posed a pretty big problem for a lot of people. On the other hand, you have a lot of people who say, we need to leave one day of just calm and rest and quiet in follow that tradition of Sunday being that day. I think most people have really been on the side of this changing, but there was a lot of discussion within the House, a lot of debate on different amendments and stuff that kind of got into the nuance of different hunting issues in Pennsylvania. So that was a really fascinating process to watch. For instance, there are rules such as, someone's allowed to go into your property to chase down their dog while they're hunting. And so there were people arguing about whether or not that should be allowed. The use of, deer urine, things like this coming up. But essentially what the legislators who were trying to lift the ban just really wanted to focus on this one particular point, which is lifting the Sunday prohibition. And I think by staying focused on that, they were able to finally get it passed. They did it in a bipartisan fashion, in a bicameral fashion. So it was led up in the House by Democrats and in the Senate by Republicans. And together they got it done.
I think it's interesting that it was, as you just said, bipartisan and bicameral. I think it really points to just how big hunting and fishing and outdoors sports are to Pennsylvania as a whole and our culture. But at the same time, we very big on the culture of religious freedom we were founded on. And so it's a confluence of those two pieces of our culture. And so there, like you said, there was more than just lawmakers who were rejoicing at this. Can you tell us more about who on the outside was really happy about this?
Yes. And I would point out that religious people are still free to not do stuff on Sunday. Making something allowed has nothing to do with impinging on someone's religious freedom. And that's an argument that we get out into a lot in Pennsylvania, I think. It was like making something available is enforcing any religious person to partake. But having said that, you're right. A lot of other organizations outside of the legislature had a lot invested in this discussion. We have different sportsman societies. Pennsylvania Game Commission spoke out in support of this. And a big thing that I think maybe not everyone realizes is that hunting is a large source of revenue for conservation. So even though, we might just kind of think, oh, hunting is killing deer, that's probably very anti-environment. Like they're actually very much in support of preserving these lands and preserving the integrity of the state's natural spaces. So the money that goes towards the Game Commission comes from hunting licenses and revenue from hunting. So if more people are able to go hunting because they have at least 2 days a week where it's an option for them, then, more people are going to buy hunting licenses. And when people buy more hunting licenses, that's more revenue that goes towards preservation. So it is, I think, a big win in several communities.
Generally, we're still in the middle of following bills when I end these episodes, but since it's at the governor's desk, I guess we'll have to be following up to see what the increase in hunting does for the other parts of our state, like you just said. So to find out more, follow us at thecentersquare.com/Pennsylvania.